Hello everyone, my name is Cozrator, and welcome back to Fortnite. I am once again joined by Willba.
Hello. Again.
This is going to be a slightly different style of video. I normally don't post two videos of the same game back to back, but I needed to talk about this. If you saw my tweet earlier today, we were going to record PUBG today. That was the plan, because I was a bit harsh on it, I think. I was talking a bit of shit in the Fortnite video from Wednesday. I know when my videos go out. I was talking a bit of shit about it in that video, saying like it should learn some things from Fortnite and how it keeps the player base engaged and the community and everything. But then we spent. Do you want to tell them how long we spent trying to find a match this morning?
Oh, a good old lovely hour of sitting in matchmaking.
We spent like a solid hour just in the lobby trying to find a match. It's fucking stupid. And I just needed to vent because I'm really mad. Because like with people's schedules, because a lot of my friends that we record stuff with like work shifts. So getting time where we can actually get together and record things together, which is something that I really like doing, is like really hard to do. And we had a good morning like ahead of us. Like we had time set aside, which we planned and organized. I got up early so that we could do this. And it's just, it makes me so mad. Because I just wanted to record like a couple of games of PUBG and we couldn't get one in an hour. So I thought I figured we'd start from the lobby, queuing for duos, just to see how long this takes by comparison. And I know people are playing PUBG, so I don't know why it took that long. Do you want to ready up, Wilbur?
I forgot that's a thing.
Yeah. But like, yeah, I hate posting two videos of the same thing, one after the other. But I needed to talk about this, guys. It made me really, really fucking mad. And PUBG isn't a bad game. I don't hate PUBG. I actually like some of the things it's got going for it. But one thing that really irks me is there's zero feedback on matchmaking. Like here, it tells you, we're already in a game. We're 3 minutes into the video, and we're already into a game. Like, we spent an hour in the lobby. It just, it makes me so mad. But like you could see there in the bottom right-hand corner, we had feedback. We're just going to kind of play in the background while we talk. But we had feedback on, like, the progress of the matchmaking. Like how many people there were in the lobby, whether we're ready to go. I'm getting shot at. But in PUBG, there's just nothing. It's just matchmaking started is all it tells you down the bottom with a little rotating circle. It's like, are we actually being paired with people? Or are we just sitting here on our own twiddling our thumbs? Like, what's going on? We'll go to Dusty Divot because you haven't seen it yet.
Nah.
But yeah.
I mean, I can see it. I can see it.
You can definitely see it. But yeah, it's just, I wanted to talk about it, but I didn't want to just do a vlog about it. Like, I wanted there to be gameplay, because I've done so much talking lately, and I want there to be more gameplay up on the channel. But at the same time, I just really needed to talk about this, and just talk, and I felt like, with my current mood, I'm probably not talking about PUBG in the most favorable light, because I'm pretty salty. So take everything I'm saying with a grain of salt, in that I'm coming off like a really annoying experience with PUBG right now, so I may be overly preaching Fortnite. But I wanted to talk about, and I figured with Willba here, we could discuss like the ups and downs of like the pros and cons of both games, and see what Fortnite has going for it versus what PUBG has going for it, and just talk about it. And objectively try and figure out, is Fortnite actually a better game than PUBG? In my current mood, I would argue yes. I would 100% argue yes. Fortnite has so much more going for it, in my personal opinion. But that could be my salt talking.
See, I had a pretty negative view on Fortnite when it came to came to be with its, I don't know, dirty methods of coming into existence, and I found that I actively boycott the game for the longest time.
I'm dead. But yeah, I know what you're talking about, because I had some grievances with Fortnite when it first came out as well, and I was kind of unsure. I was kind of unsure how I felt about it, particularly with like the building mechanics and stuff. And it seemed a bit goofy to me, coming off the back of like this more realistic feeling battle royale game, which is what PUBG does. Like, and PUBG does that way better, like the whole military simulation feel sort of thing. It feels a lot closer to something like Armor, where like you feel like it's real, not a cartoon, you know what I mean? Like it's slightly different in terms of the way it presents itself. Because this is very stylized.
Doesn't present itself as seriously, in my opinion, to PUBG. PUBG feels very milsim.
Yeah.
As in comparison to this, would be like a more relaxed, sort of playful sort of tone. I mean, when you can
definitely
do shit like this.
Yeah. No, I think Fortnite definitely went for a more like relaxed approach, and that's what I meant by my analogy between like it being real versus a cartoon. Like this feels like a cartoon. Like cartoony antics happen in this game. Whereas in Fortnite it's much more like, you know, military action sort of feeling in terms of its genre.
By the way, update on last season, I missed out on Best Mates by 1 tier.
Oh, you didn't get it? I
didn't get it.
That's not the one I wanted. I wanted the emote wheel. I don't remember which one it was. But anyway, I got Best Mates. That's beside the point. So there are things based on personal preference that you may or may not like. We'll go somewhere different so we don't just instantly die. We'll go to Lonely Lodge, actually, because that's a bit out of the way. Most people are going to Dusty Did It, but I just want to talk. And if you don't like the building mechanic and you want something more realistic feeling that isn't like a cartoon, PUBG is probably your option at this point in time. But when it comes to how Fortnite stylizes itself, definitely not alone. Let's kind of bail out over here down to this like unnamed location. When it comes to how Fortnite's stylized, it's basically it's everything. It's basically its brand, right? Like you see a picture of Fortnite, like a character from Fortnite, and you instantly know, hey, yeah, that's Fortnite, and you can recognize it in an instant. It's easy. Whereas if you see a screenshot from PUBG, it doesn't really look all that different from any other military shooter on the market. And you might be hard-pressed, if you weren't fully educated on the game, to recognize it, if you know what I mean. Well, like if you're thinking like general audience, like people who aren't hardcore gamers, who don't play games all the time, who play games casually or maybe not that much at all, if you see it in the media, I think a good example of what I'm trying to say is think your mum. Think your mum who doesn't play games. If you told them you wanted something Fortnite for Christmas, you could easily recognize Fortnite merch. Like it's something you could show your mum a couple of pictures and they'd easily be able to recognize it. Whereas if you asked them for PUBG merch, you'd be hard pressed for them to figure out what you want. You know what I mean? And I guess that's what I'm saying, is that, like, when it comes to branding, I think Fortnite's pulled it off better.
Yeah.
Because there's not really much original in PUBG. Like, there's nothing you can look at definitively and go, that is PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds. Like, you can kind of go PlayerUnknown himself and the outfit and everything, and maybe, like, the level 3 helmet, that's pretty recognizable. But it's... Yeah, I don't know. I know, it's just a train of thought I had. I don't know how accurate that is, it's just a feeling I had.
Well, you were in the chat last night when I was talking about another game I was playing, Insurgency. I was running down, I equipped a holographic sight, and I'm like, this looks quite familiar. You know, it's basically an identical holographic sight to that in PUBG, so it's like, the individuality of the game just doesn't feel like it's there.
Yeah.
Even though it's supposed to be, you know, what really kickstarted the
But I put
Royale.
that down to the fact that Bluehole purchased a lot of their assets. And there's nothing wrong with purchasing assets. I personally believe for like a small indie team who don't have like a dedicated modeler and are kind of just making it up as they go along, that sort of approach is perfectly fine. Because not every game company has fuck tons of money to like make games and to fund its development. And hiring graphic artists is expensive. Like, graphic artists aren't cheap. And it just comes down to what you can afford, really. So, there's nothing wrong with buying assets, is the point that I was making there before we get too sidetracked. But I feel like one of the first things they should have invested in when they made it, like when they succeeded with their project, was, you know, hire some 3D modelers and remodel some of the stuff, revamp their map. Like, they released new maps, but the new maps have bought assets in them too. I feel like they would have been better off investing their time and their effort into redoing their base map, because Fortnite only has one map. And I feel like it's the games are more varied than PUBG's. You know what I mean? I think that's probably due to the building mechanic. Shit, we're getting shot at. I think that's probably due to the building mechanic because it kind of mixes the map up itself and the platform you're playing on. Where are we getting shot from?
Sounds like it's...
Oh, it's
236 top of the building.
Yeah, top of the building, I see him. Fucking hell! That was a good shot! Ah! I'm still getting shot at! I thought I was in cover. Now I'm gonna die. But, that's fine. We're just sort of doing this in the background, so I'm not too fast. Get on my shit. He's coming for you! What are we talking about? Assets. Yeah, I feel like if they had, rather than going and releasing Miramar, which nobody liked, really, I don't think anyone was super thrilled over Miramar. I don't remember hearing anyone being like, oh, this map is amazing. Most of what I heard about that was complaining that it wasn't as good as the forest map, and the forest map was better. And now they're releasing a jungle map too. But I can't help but feel that if they'd, rather than invested their time into that, put some of the money that they've made, because they've made a lot of money. They did really well. Into, like, you know, making their first map, the original map that people liked, more original. So take out those store-bought assets, rebuild them, make your own things, like, put your own twist on it, so that it becomes yours. So that you're not seeing buildings that you've seen in bunches of other indie games out there, some of which have like bad reputations for being shit. Like, you know what I mean? Because that's the danger that you encounter when you use store-bought assets, is that they're things that people have seen before. And if you're playing a game of PUBG and you see a building that you saw in that really shit indie game that you tried at one point, like the asset flip, that you ran across, that you stumbled across at one point, it's going to completely destroy your immersion in the game. It's going to make you, like, feel kind of dirty about this object in the game because you've seen it in this terrible asset flip of a game. Not saying that PUBG is an asset flip, because I feel like they did a good job of, like, amalgamating storeable assets into, like, a cohesive thing. And that's one thing you see in these asset flips that are really bad. They generally don't have, that cohesion. Like, it doesn't feel like one cohesive map. It feels like bits and pieces tried to, like, shove together, like someone took the puzzle pieces and forced them together. It's hard to concentrate on the game and then also try and think about game design concepts for like two similar games in a genre versing each other and the pros and cons of each. But I mean, in the time we've recorded this, we've gotten like what, 3 or 4 games out? We've not gotten very far, but you know, we've gotten games, which is more than I can say about PUBG this morning. And I don't know if it's just that everyone's queuing in solos, and because we were trying like duos and everything, we couldn't get a game. I honestly don't know. But we tried. We like sat in each of the times we tried to get a game. We like sat there for like 15 minutes, and we tried like duos. Third person, then we tried duos first person, then we tried squads duos. It's like 2-man squads.
Dang!
Yeah, then we tried 2-man squads. Then we tried going back to duos.
We did all maps, we did single maps, we did first person, we did third person, we did 2-mans, we did duos, and each resulting in like a 10 to 15 minute wait time.
And then the last one we left, we're just like, alright, fuck it, we're just gonna leave it and see if we can get anywhere. Like, we're just gonna, I'm just gonna return the lobby.
Oh, yeah.
But that last one, we left for like half an hour, and that's the one that I find most unforgivable, because the other ones it was like we were switching every like 10 to 15 minutes, and we tried like 4 or 5 times. A couple we didn't leave for very long because we tried squads, and when that didn't work in like 5 minutes we left. But the one that annoys me the most is the last one. We're just like, fuck it, we'll set it to what we want, we'll just go any map. We don't care what map we play. We'll set it to duos, third person, which is what we wanted to do in the first place. And we left that one for like half an hour. Because we just wait and leave it. We won't touch it. And like, because the other ones we were jumping around a bit. Like we were trying different settings to try and see if we could get a match faster. But it just wasn't working. And that I can kind of forgive, because every time we did that, we moved ourselves to the back of the queue, right? But it's... I don't know, like, if there's that big a queue, why are we struggling to find games? Is another thing. I don't get it. Was one of us dunced? Like, were we not able to get matches because, like, someone reported us or something? I don't know. I haven't played PUBG in ages.
When I play, I die to people that do use those sort of tactics rather than actually using them.
And that's another thing I think is probably worth talking about, that's kind of on the same trail of thought there, is cheaters. Like, I don't know if PUBG's cheater problem is as bad as it was. I can't personally say because I can't get a match. But I remember that was a big thing that swayed me over to Fortnite, was I wasn't dying to cheaters every game. Because last time I played PUBG, I think I rage quit. Because I was just sick of dying to people cheating. People with aimbots, or knowing where I was through walls and through mountains.
Were you part of that game where we got engaged? I don't think we were. We engaged Oh, where were we?
I dropped super
Somewhere
far
with
away. Yeah, I
somewhere
might
with
need you to
towers.
come back. But
Gotta go shifty
we dropped
instead.
someone with towers.
Yeah. So we were somewhere with like towers at the bottom of the map. We engaged in this other team, and it was a pretty intense 5-5. We actually managed to come on top, which was awesome. You know, we're like, cool. Well, one, we didn't get cheated. Two, we actually, survived, which was kind of cool.
Yeah.
Me being the fantastic, awesome player I am, down like 3 times in this conflict. But we're like, cool, no problem. So we start looting these bodies, and then I'm dead. And I'm like, I didn't hear a gunshot. I didn't see the bullet. I didn't see nothing. I'm like, okay, I'm dead. Cool, no problems. I was too exposed to be picked up. Though, that being said, in the attempt to pick me up, one of the other people I was playing with, they ran in, instantly dropped. And we're like, okay, that's a bit weird. So we watched the kill cam, and the dude is about 3-4 kilometers away. You just see him look towards these towers, which were like 50-meter high towers. They looked like toothpicks in the foreground of the background of what this guy was looking at. I could not see my body. I could not see my player model, and he just snaps, takes a shot, and I'm down.
Yeah, it was definitely a big problem when I was playing PUBG more regularly, and it definitely made me not want to play the game. Because if you've worked hard in a match and you've gotten to like top 10, like there were games where we got to like we were on the verge of getting chicken dinners. Like I'm super rusty now.
That last recording you did of PUBG, where we were literally onto the last person and he downed us.
Yeah.
Through the fucking grass.
It's really frustrating. I've got a clinger, which is another. I didn't know that was an item. It's like a sticky grenade by the looks of things.
I've never heard of a clinger.
Yeah, I think it's new. I think it might be new in Season 4, because I've never seen it before.
Oh, there's a scar. Oh, a clinger.
Yeah. But, I guess that's another thing, is that Fortnite, does those sorts of things, where they add new items. I don't know if you saw the vending machines. I'm pretty sure those are new.
Yeah, they've been around for a while.
I haven't seen them before.
They were like mid to late season 3.
Maybe I just didn't catch them.
Oh,
But,
they're kind of a little like they're kind of stored away a little.
Yeah, I hadn't seen them before. I thought they might be new in Season 4. But I know they add those things, which kind of keep the gameplay fresh, you know what I mean? And PUBG adds stuff too. But then they put it in crates that are locked with keys that you have to buy.
And every new crate they release that's locked has its own specific key.
Yeah, and it's like... And there's no way to earn the keys at all.
Like,
so, like, you can grind out PUBG games and to get crates, and you just feel like you're getting nothing. Because you just keep pulling crates that require keys, and if you're not willing to invest the money into the keys, then you literally get nothing for your time.
see, I can respect, introducing some sort of payment system for something in game. Like more so with free to play, but if you're paying, or you're already paying your way in, you don't really want to be paying sums of money to be continuing to play this game. So what I feel PUBG has failed at is they've introduced this loot box economy to kind of give you that extra content to strive for, but they're making it so individualized where so it's really impossible to be like, oh, I'm going to buy 10 keys. Here's a shield potion for you. I'm going to buy 10 keys so that way, I can just open all these chests. But no, I have to buy like a couple of each different key and hope I get the right chest.
Yeah.
Where Fortnite did their own little payment system thing with the whole V-Bucks, which is, you could buy things from the store using V-Bucks. But what I thought was a more efficient and beneficial way to do it is how they've done it is, all right, yeah, cool. You definitely do have to pretty much pay to start accessing the premium system. But if you're a regular player, the amount of V-Bucks you earn each season, just from tier rewards, is enough to cover your battle pass entry to the next season.
Yeah.
So once, like, yeah, all right, yeah, you have to pay in for your premium, but I mean, if it's premium, you're gonna pay. But it's not many games allow you to just continually access this system by playing the game and just, you know, doing challenges and doing, you know, giving you things to do. And the more things you do, the more you earn to continue your gameplay.
It gives you the incentive to keep paying though. Like it kind of, it's like I think microtransactions work best when they're not shoved down your throat. It's like, you can do this. Like, the money I've put into Fortnite, I've put in because I wanted stuff. Like, I wanted the gold pass. And I bought the tiers because I wanted to, you know, get ahead faster. And I was like, then I'll have enough next season. I'll have enough V-Bucks. I'll save them, and I can buy my battle pass with it next season. My gold pass with it next season. But now I'm looking at it, and I'm like, you know what? I might just buy the 25 tiers again. And I want to keep putting money into it because it's a game that I enjoy. And like, another comparison between PUBG and Fortnite, PUBG has a buy-in cost. Last I checked.
Mhm. Yeah, you pay for the game.
So I think PUBG Mobile is free.
Yes,
It's free to play.
Got that.
But when it comes to, like PC PUBG,
37 of us. There's a dude. He's anti-grav.
Where is he?
I hit him.
Oh, 37. You literally just said, yeah, he's leaving. Let's just get out. Let's not get anywhere near Dusty Divot. But PUBG has a buy-in cost. Fortnite is free to play. Fortnite, you can just download Fortnite and be playing immediately. Whereas PUBG, you have to buy in. And then they expect you to also pay more for their loot box economy. I don't know. The money I've put into PUBG, I feel like I put in begrudgingly. Like, I was annoyed that, what I wanted to get, that what I was given as a reward, I couldn't open. So, out of frustration, I bought a key. Like, and it wasn't... Actually, there's a cozy campfire. Let's put this down. Oh, there's a med kit.
Yeah.
We'll use that first. Let's just stay here and heal for a bit. But... when... I put money into Fortnite, it's because I wanted... Like, I actually wanted to, you know what I mean?
Scarlet, yeah.
And, like, the game's given me enough fun that I feel it warrants me spending money on it.
Oh, one of my little irks with PUBG at the moment, and I've had this explained to me in a manner that makes me really understand why it's happened. PUBG Mobile, I actually feel half the time runs smoother than the actual base game. And I was starting to get really irked by it, but then I learned that Bluehole outsourced that to an actual mobile games development company rather than building it themselves. So it makes sense as to why it's functioning, because it's functioning as it's designed. But when the mobile game is, you know, almost as stable, if not more stable than your PC variant,
yeah, you know you've
got to really, yeah. And I'm not even going to say that the mobile game is actually a stable game. It runs, has its issues, but you know, I don't have to worry about getting games. I don't have to worry about you know, the game randomly closing itself, because that's always fun.
I feel like I say you know what I mean a lot.
You know what I mean?
You know what I mean? But yeah, I know. I needed to vent. I needed to get it out of my system because at the moment I would argue, in conclusion of this whole thing, that Fortnite is a better game than PUBG. And not that PUBG, like, you gotta hand it to PUBG. It popularized the Battle Royale formula. It's what kind of started this whole thing. There were Battle Royale games before PUBG, but PUBG is where it exploded and became the massive thing that it is today. And now everyone's doing Battle Royale games. because people chase trends. But I just think Fortnite did it better, and I think I can't help but feel that PUBG is like the old model. Fortnite's new and shiny and does it better. It's more stable. I feel like its reward system is more rewarding. I feel like its community presence is better. I don't know. I want to like PUBG because there are things about PUBG that I really enjoy more than Fortnite. Like people who've watched my Fortnite content, I'm not one for the building mechanic. I'm super bad at it, and but it's something I'm gonna have to get better at to keep playing Fortnite and to like get actually properly competitive. And I like that PUBG doesn't have that, and PUBG is about just shooting. Like, it's about your skill with a gun. That's all that matters, and I like that. And I like its more realistic setting and all of that. But
I like the map sizings, except they're big to a fault, because you'll find yourself in your top left corner and they zone bone you with the corner. You're not getting into that. At least with Fortnite, the map's large enough to have its own, you know, have everything, like have you able to go where you want to go and not be disrupted by 300 other players around you. But it's small enough if your zone isn't particularly favorable, you're still able to make that distance.
Yeah. I think that's the trade-off between having vehicles versus running. The argument,
like with PUBG having vehicles, whereas Fortnite doesn't. So you wouldn't want like a PUBG size map in Fortnite when you have no vehicles to travel.
Yeah.
But
I like vehicles. I like them a lot. So it's sad to see them go.
PUBG now.
It's sad to see them not, like, it's sad to be playing a game where they're no longer around. And I miss jumping in a bike and doing flips, because that was fun. And PUBG is fun. It's just, I think objectively, I have to say Fortnite is a better game. Fortnite did it better. It has faster turnarounds in games. You can leave and start playing again basically immediately.
Stability's a lot better.
Yeah. Less cheaters.
Less cheaters, definitely.
And
I can't say I've come across a cheater since I started playing Fortnite.
I don't think I've ever encountered a cheater in Fortnite. I'm sure they're around, but they're definitely much less prevalent. And I think Epic are more active in banning people who cheat. I want to be able to say that PUBG is a comparable game. I really want to, but I feel like right now it isn't. And again, as I said right at the beginning of the video, feel free to take all of this with a grain of salt, because I was really fucking mad about the match this morning and not getting one, or lack thereof of a match. So yeah, it's just
like, I can't say I dislike PUBG because I play it like multiple times more than this.
Yeah.
Like I prefer the gameplay for PUBG over Fortnite. I don't know, the movement systems and the building system isn't quite what I want. Not saying that it was poorly done. I can admit that the gameplay for Fortnite is fantastic. It's again that cartoonish, you know, childish sort of aspect to it, which is not what I appeal to. I really do like the gritty mill sim that PUBG's got. It's just that, you know, if I can't find a game, what am I going to go to? Yeah,
like this is at the moment on the market, as far as like big name battle royale games go anyway. Right now your options are PUBG and Fortnite. This has been super casual. I'm going to have to edit this down a lot because it's gone on longer than we kind of intended and we're kind of rambling. So it's probably going to be cut up. But hopefully the point got across. The main point, I'm salty. PUBG fix your shit and I'd play you again. Right now Fortnite's beating you. That's the main point I was gonna say. And it's just my opinion. You're welcome to disagree with me. You're perfectly welcome to disagree with me, but at least I didn't spend an hour in matchmaking trying to find a match in Fortnite. It could be down that we're playing in the morning, it could be down to duos, it could be any reason, but we did duos in Fortnite and we got a game. We got several games in.
Mm.
But anyway, I'll wrap this up here. Do you have any final words to say on the topic?
No.
No, I think we've pretty much summed it up. I feel like I've talked a lot, and I think that's like I studied game design at university, so I'm very opinionated about these sorts of things, and I think just looking at it objectively from a design standpoint, Fortnite's just done it better. But anyway, we'll wrap this up. Once again, thank you so much everyone for watching. I hope you liked the video, and if you did, please subscribe. It really does mean a lot to me. Remember, you can check out my channel for more videos that I've done, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye!
Bye!